All right, we are here at race number 2 of the 1998 Cars and Drivers mod for NASCAR 5. We're at Atlanta this week after finishing 4th last week at Daytona. No cautions, just kind of took us a while to get going through the field. Had a slight camera mishap that shouldn't happen this week. And now we're going to do Atlanta, a track that I've done pretty well at racing online against my brother and on my own. Up the difficulty just a couple percentage points. Not going to qualify. And yeah, we're just going to get out there and get after it. Don't forget to stick around after the race for the race 2 standings and expanded stats breakdown as we continue on with the current point format in the 1998 Cars and Drivers season, basically. So same 2025 schedule, which is just all the drivers and cars are 1998. Yep, if you saw Daytona, you got it down, and yeah, we'll see what we can do here. Michael Waltrip, not fast. Rusty Wallace having a great weekend. Ernie Irvin, who won the Daytona 500. Apparently he is still coming out here and driving fast this week. Of course, we're number 4, Sterling Marlin. Settle in here.
Be smart. Keep your head on straight. Almost ready. Green, green, green. Hold your line. Got one inside.
And again, trying to race this as clean as possible all season, not out here causing wrecks on purpose. Anything that's done is pretty much an accident. That's my hope anyways.
Careful. Go back.
Dick Trickle there. Dick and I riding shotgun on the field here.
Outside.
Lake Speed, the only unsponsored car in the field. We'll get you a sponsor, Lake. Don't you worry about that.
Careful. Go back.
23 laps here at Atlanta. Almost wrecked Lake Speed's unsponsored car. Michael Waltrip
Car high.
got a little snowflake.
Get all clear on top there. Careful. Still there.
42 working with us here as we push Dave Marcus around this track.
Careful. Still there.
Look at Dave.
Peeking outside.
This was the 1998 mod. I'm pretty sure Dave Marcus was
You're all clear.
71 years old back then. Look at this though. Dave and Sterling are working together as I sneak underneath him for the pass. You know, just a smidge faster than these guys. Through the corner, able to hold it down low. Already up to 28 here, 4 laps in. No, I think once tires start falling off a little bit, we'll have to use a little bit more brake in the
Got a car
corner.
high now.
Maybe not even brake, just kind of let off a bit sooner.
Top 3. Use it if you need it.
Robbie Gordon.
Excellent lap there. Good job.
Again, bonus points for the fastest lap in the race, as it shows you afterwards, and a 1 bonus point to whoever leads the most laps. Ernie Irvin already qualified
Still there.
for the postseason, pending that there's not more than 16 winners throughout the course of this season.
Stay low. Stay low.
And again, you can't take this mod into season mode, so each race
Get all
being done individually, and then I'm personally calculating the standings and the expansive stats. Kind of a mess up here, these 8 guys. And anytime there's a Bodine involved, you know it's a mess. But dude, we're just running up on these guys so fast.
Stay high. Stay high.
I want to be down low, but that seems to be the line that's not moving. Oh boy. Really had to let off the gas through there.
Still there.
And kind of held up here around 20th.
Careful. Careful, still
And
there.
I don't, not trying to cause wrecks, not trying to bump guys out of the way, trying to race it like it would be. You just kind of have to show some patience here and pick your spots and push some guys at times. Rick Mast, who I would say we had our run-in with last week. If we had a run-in with anyone last week, it was old Rick Mast. Let's see, just took our time.
You're all clear up top.
Got through there. I see the car a little loose, drifting up now, even with all the braking or letting off the gas that we're doing. But we got 15 laps to get it to the front. Ernie Irvin out in front right now still. Looking for back-to-back wins to start the season. That would really solidify him in the chase at that point. Nobody, not going to get 16 drivers with 2 wins. It's physically impossible. I'll be interested to see if there's like any surprise winners
Say hi.
in this. I mean, Ernie Irvin kind of winning is kind of a surprise, but it is Daytona, so. I mean, Ernie's leading out here in Atlanta. Maybe just Ernie just likes to go fast. I was a kid when Ernie, really when this whole season took place, but I kind of feel like there was a feeling of Ernie Irvin could have been something more than he was. I think he had some ample opportunities though. He's driving his 28 car here with Yates. Rusty Wallace to the front now. And Rusty just had the misfortune of racing at the same time when Dale Earnhardt existed. But Rusty might have had a lot more success than he already had, which was quite a lot for his own right. Out there trying to mix it up with Davey Allison, Alan Kowicki, John Andretti. That car's getting a little on the tight side here. Steering wheel's kind of fighting me back a bit. We're up to 13th though. Just about halfway through this race now. A little over halfway through now.
Still there. Car high, careful. Clear all around.
It'll be interesting to think what we do here if there does wind up being a caution. Are we going to want to bring it in and get tires, run our way through the field again? Which was a way of knowing what everybody else was doing. In those situations. Terry Labonte, 11th place.
Outside. All clear.
Now we're starting to make our way to the top 10 with 10 laps left, so we can just pick off 1 car a lap. We'll get there. See if we can get up here. I think that's Kyle Petty up there.
I need 10 more solid laps. Concentrate for me.
Should be a good run for Kyle Petty. And the number 44, Richard Petty Racing Hot Wheels. It is a Pontiac. I'm pretty sure it's Toyota here in this game. So we're not going to get a driver here on this lap of the scene. We might get close here on the front stretch. We might move this line up just a smidge. We've been hanging around the bottom. I think we'll see more speed off the corner, off the top.
Careful, still there.
He said, that's the... Ooh, I'm sorry, Kyle. Lee.
Careful, still there.
Just got on the apron there, and that got me loose enough. I thought maybe we could go around the top there together, but that's not the case. I was 0.6 of a second slower than my previous few laps. We're going to have to pick off more than 1 car a lap here now for a little bit. Otherwise, it looks like we're going to stall out right around 10th here. Give Kyle a bit of a bump, sending him into the corner. Car is fighting me in the corner now. outside.
Still there. All right, you're clear.
You saw how uncomfortable we were on the outside last week at Daytona.
Stay on the bottom.
Just really unable to kind of diamond the corner like we were at the beginning. These tires kind of wearing out on us.
Clear high, bud. Inside.
A little bit of contact there with the 6.
5 to go, driver. You got room. You're clear.
Just having to really wait to get back in the gas now.
Still there. All clear.
I think it's Dick Trickle. Dick, we started next to you, buddy. What happened? 4 to go here. Oh, that's Michael Waltrip, who has really lost a lot of speed here this weekend. Snowflake. Oh, that hurts. Lost a lot of speed, but still able to catch up to me. Not great. I want to make the outside line work there and really come up with a lot of momentum, but it's just so difficult. Kind of keep it straight now that the tires are gone. Ernie Irvin back out in front as I try and catch up to his Yates teammate. Dick Trickle between us. Looks like we're going to ride it out here. I don't know if we'll get to Jarrett for 7th, but I think, or at least I thought not qualifying was kind of the key here, but I think going forward, I'm going to start qualifying. I knew it wasn't a big deal at Daytona and Atlanta because it would be more entertaining to kind of
You're all clear up.
watch me come up through the field, but these next couple tracks, I don't have a ton of confidence in them, so I think it's best if I qualify going forward. Especially at Circuit of the Americas, you are not looking at a consistent road course racer. So
1 more to go.
I don't even know if qualifying will be that big of a deal there because I'm just not a very good road course racer. I have no idea how close this guy is behind me.
Stay low. All right, you're clear there.
So it looks like Ernie Irvin takes home win number 2 on the season, which is kind of insane. That we're just randomly doing these races, and he's going to get
Nice job.
wins in the first 2. But we came out, finished 8th. I feel good about that. And yeah, it's kind of just one of those things where we started at the back. Annie had the fastest lap, so just Annie led the most laps. A big day for Ernie Irvin. And at 28. So it goes Ernie, Rusty, Bobby. We'll get the full results for you popped up after this, as well as the point standings and the expanded stats for you. So yeah, thanks for watching the race. Now let's get you over and check out the expanded point standings. All right, let's take a look at how they finished out here in Atlanta. Of course, Ernie Irvin picking up his 2nd win of the season. There you see the top 20. I did notice now, whenever I went to put in the advanced statistics and stuff. So apparently this mod in this season has 42 drivers in it. And of course, these races can only have 40 people in it. I didn't even notice that last week Chad Little and John Andretti did not make the race. This week they both get top 15 finishes. The 2 drivers that didn't make the cut this week were Jeff Green and somebody else. I don't know off the top of my head. We'll have to take a look as we go forward. But yeah, there's going to be 2 drivers every week that don't get points, so that'll be interesting to see. And of course, it being Chad Little and John Andretti here, you know, those are 2 guys that finished top 15 here. So yeah, that'll be interesting to go forward. You hope it doesn't happen to like a Dale Earnhardt, or like if Ernie Irvin just doesn't qualify for COTA next week. That'd be kind of crazy. But you know, we'll just kind of treat it as though this is, you know, everyone's fair game to not make the race, and if a guy crashes in qualifying or whatever, then they don't make the race. So it'll make it, maybe it'll make it more interesting. I'm hoping that it might spice things up. Obviously, it's a little unfair with my guy making the race every week, Sterling Marlin. So yeah, it's just, you know, I'm not gonna say that like, hey, we'll take a look at it as it comes, but yeah, it's something that we'll have to keep an eye on as we go forward, and who all makes the race. But yeah, here's your top 20. Ken Schrader backing up his top 5 last week, or top 10 last week at Daytona. Ward Burton bouncing back after a tough finish, as you'll see in the full standings there. Here's 21 through 40, Michael Waltrip, a terrible day for him down there in 40th. Kind of some same guys in the bottom 10, but David Green and Ricky Rudd, both guys who got, I believe, top 5 finishes at Daytona. We'll have to take a look. Really poor finishes this week, and going to have to bounce back there. As well as Jimmy Spencer, who was in the chase, had qualified for the chase after the first race, and now no longer is. Let's take a look at the expanded points here. Ernie Irvin, 2 wins. He's pretty much in. He's going to make the playoffs at this point. Leading the way with 83 points. Actually, 20 points out in front already over me, Sterling Marlin. 4th place and 8th place finish. Couple back-to-back 6th place finishes for Jeff Burton gets him in. The guys in yellow are the people who are currently in the chase if the chase started today. So right there on the cut line, Jeff Bodine, back-to-back 19th place finishes, puts him 17th in points. Kyle Petty backing it up with a good run this week in 11th. There you see Chad Little, who didn't have a run last week, and John Andretti. So they got a little bit of making up to do, but made pretty good bounds this week. Little's only 13 points behind, so it's not impossible. And then this week, Jeff Green and Derek Cope, the Skittles car, did not make it. So these guys down here have some work to do. If I was in this area, if I was pretty much Robbie Gordon and Bill Elliott on down, I'd be a little bit worried, especially if I had single-digit points. Obviously, Ernie Irvin's got to feel really good with that. Let's take a look at the expanded stats, which include top 5s, top 10s, top 20s, and finishes of 30th or worse, fastest lap in the race, most laps led, which of course gives you bonus points, and that's how Ernie was able to get out to a 20-point lead already, as he's got the most laps led twice and had the fastest lap this week at Atlanta. But yeah, it's certainly interesting. I would have never guessed that Ernie Irvin would come out of the gate with 2 wins, but that's how it's been so far. And yeah, it's been fun. And I know that this week's race was probably a little bit boring, just kind of running around out there, passing some guys. But next week is when it'll become either way more boring or way more interesting, as I am not a road course racer, and we'll head to Circuit of the Americas, and we'll see what the AI does as far as road course racing, and we'll see how I qualify and how I race. But for right now, still second in the points. I feel pretty good about that. If we can survive next week and get just to Phoenix and Las Vegas, I think we can score some points there. It'll just be kind of how we finish at COTA. And yeah, that'll be next Wednesday. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and put in the comments any surprises or dark horse guys to make the chase you think you might have. Thanks for watching.